Bonjour, hello everyone. Welcome to this presentation of GloCha, the future of the United Nations system that we are building with culture, technology and institutional innovation as an example of how blockchain technology, digital currencies, crypto assets can help to build a better world and to contribute to peace and sustainable development, as is the topic of today's panel here at the Geneva Forum. So next slide please. So we have a challenge. So who would agree that climate change is the biggest challenge that the world is facing? Please raise your hand if you agree. Not everyone, but we have really the physical facts. The temperature is going up, CO2 concentration is going up, extreme weather events are there, and we need now really global community faced by these global challenges need to deliver better. And we need to empower everyone, everywhere to participate in a meaningful and rewarding way in climate action. Next slide, please. And so who are now the problem owners? Who are the institutions or individuals that need a service, need a better public services delivery support that we are aiming for with GloCha? And it's on the one hand the United Nations system, because we have these processes, UNFCCC process, COP26, we've been there, and we see in the meeting rooms there are very often empty tables, and outside there are masses of people who are desperately calling for more effective global governance. And here at the COP26 there has been adopted a new program on action for climate empowerment, how to create the interface between the intergovernmental process and non-state actors, and to have more education, training, public awareness, public participation, public access to information and international cooperation on these matters. But the whole program there at the UNFCCC Secretariat has a budget of several €100,000 and only one professional staff working there. And so we see the UN system alone is not able, so it needs partners and help. So next slide please. The next project problem owner that we are trying to serve is the individual global citizen. We all see there is something wrong in the world, our future is not secured, we are going into climate catastrophe, and what shall I do? How can I build a climate action legacy that in the future, if my grandchildren will ask me what have you done in light of the climate crisis, that I will be able to demonstrate that I have taken responsibility and action. Next slide please. And for doing this and to having really a better, more efficient, more effective global coordination and incentivization mechanism for multi-stakeholder climate action, we have formed the GloCha United Citizens Organization for Action for Climate Empowerment. We have announced it on the 9th of November at the UN Climate Change Conference in Glasgow. On the slide you find also the link to the video on demand from the press conference, and also an article on Cointelegraph, our media partner, where you can find more. And this is an organization working using blockchain technology, DAOs, and in the future also artificial intelligence to really capture the value, the impact of individual climate action, and creating incentive mechanisms, resource management mechanisms around this. Next slide, please. And for the individual, and also to get connected to these global structures, we have the individual climate action dashboard app, a Good Life app developed, and the idea is that we build individual climate action legacy building as a digital badges collection game. And the next slide please. And two flagship initiatives that we have here is on the one hand Digital Art for Climate that Irina Karagiao, our co-coordinator of Digital Art for Climate, will explain in more detail. And the second one is voluntary carbon footprint compensation crypto stamps. And the idea with these is that we have the Paris Agreement, climate neutrality by 2050. We have European Green Deal, climate neutrality goals. In Austria, we have a climate neutrality goal by 2040. There are several cities who have declared climate emergency, climate neutrality goals. And this will only function if the individual will aim to be climate neutral. And on average, the European has a carbon footprint of 9 tons per year. And so in order to have some kind of quasi climate neutrality, there's a need to compensate this carbon footprint, and our offer here is to have voluntary carbon footprint compensation crypto stamps, where the individual for each ton pays 50 euros and receives an NFT, and with this NFT there can be then channeled the resources towards local climate action or thematic priorities that the individual might have. And this would lead to 450 euros per year for an individual, and in a city of 10,000 people, and we have some talks with cities that are interested. It would lead already to 4.5 million euros for action for climate empowerment, for local or global action. And this is some kind of global tax could be also seen, which will then be tax deductible for national taxes or other things. But this is a very brief outlook, and now let's go to Digital Art for Climate, our second flagship initiative.
Next slide, please.
Next slide, please. Yeah. This, and if you click it, then you will see in the background some photos of our artwork.
So we began building this initiative in June 2021. We were able to gather creators from all over the world. And at Unique Network, we came up with a toolbox, an essential tools for creators such as NFT marketplace, a wallet, and a gallery. And we powered the Digital Art for Climate marketplace, which is currently at the proof of concept stage, and we are aiming to launch it early 2022. So I would like to thank also Anna Dard, our creative director, who has been building bridges between our NFT platform and the artists from all over the world who genuinely care about climate action, because crypto and NFT communities are really about gathering people around common goal and common purpose. And it is really amazing to see how many people care about social good, care about not only making profits with cryptocurrencies, but also giving back to the society. And our aim is to engage more creators. We have developed a program of engagement of crypto community as well as art community. And we are running a regular webinars and teaching creators how to mint NFTs, what is the underlying technology behind it. And the most important thing is that Unique Network is the proof of stake NFT chain for Kusama and Polkadot with advanced features for advanced economies. And our mission is to empower every individual creator out there. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So the very first NFT we minted for climate action was our Digital Art for Climate Global Angel, which we distributed during the youth event in Milan, because one of the important pillars we have is to engage youth, and through Global Challenges organization, we have really made this important step in explaining young people how to use blockchain technology, and our aim is to make it as accessible as possible and eliminate all the complications, put it under the hood, so the thing that creator faces is friendly user experience with the blockchain. We will be organizing the next big event in March 2022 around the winners of the competition. Also, the important thing to mention here is that we had over 200 entries for the art competition, and we had 4 winners. One of them is Brix, our artist from the Philippines, who was who experienced the climate crisis himself. And he was featured on CNN, and now he's on the national TV, which really showed us that there is an opportunity for everybody in the space, and the voices can be heard, and they can be heard through the art, which is the most beautiful form of communication.
Thank you very much, Irina. Just a brief conclusion also that we are here to see also with the community here of UN officials, NGOs, technological solution providers, to see how can we create synergies and how to also embed our solution in the legislative and tax-wise ecosystem in Switzerland. So working here also with Holistic as a partner. Thanks.
Merci beaucoup.
I believe that your second question was about the huge debate about using the blockchain technology on the consumption in terms of energy. Is that correct?
Yes.
David, would you like to answer?
So it is true that proof of work, which is run mainly by the big two blockchains, Bitcoin and Ethereum, cost immense economic, like actually electric power. So like the Bitcoin network itself takes the power of this all portal. And when we work with indigenous people of the capital, we initially ran our like NFTs, we minted our like artwork and stuff like this on the Ethereum blockchain on the mainnet, which cost one NFT to be about the emission of an international flight. And then we realized, and also in discussion with our communities, understood that it doesn't make sense to cut more trees than to save them by minting these tokens. Nowadays, we are very fortunate that the blockchain system, ecosystem is moving insanely fast. 3 months is like 3 years in the ecosystem. So we have new chains that leverage new consensus protocols, proof of stake specifically, where the cost of electricity is now reduced to running basically a couple of servers of Wikipedia. So we are only, like Gainforce specifically, speaking of Gainforce, only restrict our minting of our tokens on proof of stake and energy efficient blockchains. So, like we basically stopped supporting all the economically, environmentally destructive blockchains in that sense. So I think this is a very, very valid question. Really important question to raise, and I'm saying that technology has been moving in such a way that we have now technology that is more sustainable. It's not perfect yet, but we're moving very fast towards having blockchain system run to be energy that basically is like the normal internet, like a couple of servers to run, and that's the thing we should support as a community instead of the destructive ones.
Thank you very much, David. Miroslav, would you like to add something about climate?
Thank you very much. It's really a very important systemic question that you are addressing, and it's fully supported. But it's really about 90% of blockchain solutions also are running on Ethereum and Bitcoin. But these are like big planetary heaters. It's really unacceptable that this exists. If we are aiming for carbon neutrality, we should somehow have an exit strategy where we switch it off, because also these layer 2 blockchains, they somehow build on having this big primary heater turned on, and it's not possible. And so really proof of stake blockchains, and there are also new ways of consensus that are existing and that are really fully operational, and we are very lucky to have with unique network NFT platform based on blockchain and Kusama proof of stake blockchains, a really fully operational and functional solution. So there's no reason really to have this big planetary heaters still turned on. And if you want to learn more about general blockchain for climate action, you are welcome also to visit the homepage of the Climate Chain Coalition. It's a network of 250 organizations that have been set up in cooperation with the UN Climate Change Secretariat in Bonn, and there the whole community is looking how to transition to low carbon blockchain world. And the current situation is unacceptable. And there needs to be, from the broad population and from the regulators and everyone, the pressure to change the situation. It's really one of the key systemic challenges that we have here.
Thank you very much.